Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. My name is Blake and I am a local real estate agent here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Today I've got a really important video for those of you who are planning on purchasing your first home in the coming months or years. Purchasing your first home can be a really scary and daunting thing, so the purpose of this video is to just give you a few insider tips kind of. Working in this industry myself, I get to see some of the things that are most important and some of the things that you shouldn't worry about so much. So this list right here is going to be 5 tips for those of you who are planning on buying your first home sometime soon. We're going to start off the top, number 5, which is getting a full understanding of your financial picture. Before we get too ahead of ourselves looking at the houses online, we need to take your income. If you have a partner who you're going to be purchasing this house with, you need to take a look. Now would be the perfect time to kind of go through your budgets, get rid of any unwanted expenses, subscriptions, things like that. Pay off any credit cards, anything like that. Now is going to be the perfect time to do it before we really start looking. The main things you really want to figure out here are how much money you can afford for your down payment and what you're going to be comfortable with spending per month on your mortgage payment, insurance, taxes, etc. All the things that come along with owning a house. This first step here is going to help you get more of a realistic idea of a budget for your new house. Step number 4. Now that you have a rough idea of your financial picture, you want to go talk to a few local mortgage brokers in your area. I emphasize the word local on purpose. I can't stress enough how important it is to work with somebody on your home loan in your relative area. If it's an hour or so away, that's perfectly fine. Being on the coast, I have firsthand had a lot of horror stories working with lenders out on the other coast, say in California. People working on loans in California for my clients here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I've never seen it work out perfectly that way, so I can't stress enough. Just please work with a local lender, talk to a few, see who answers your questions and makes you feel the most comfortable, and of course compare rates between a few of them as well. This step is also really important because after you fill out your mortgage application, your lender is going to get back to you and they're going to tell you the maximum that you can afford based on your debt to income and some other variables there. Another important thing to note, I'm not suggesting that you should go out and buy the house at the very top of your budget. That's usually not the smart thing to do. You are more than likely going to be stuck with this payment for at least 30 years if you keep this house forever and never sell it. So you want to make sure that you're really comfortable with the payment. Tip number 3 is going to be research these neighborhoods that you're looking into living immensely. When making a commitment as large as this and spending as much money as you are here, there's no such thing as researching too much. I would personally suggest driving or walking through some of these neighborhoods that you're considering multiple times at different times of the day. See, maybe in the morning time just to see what the traffic looks like in the neighborhood when people are heading out for their commute to work. And maybe in the evening hours too, just so you get a good feel for the neighborhood, what's going on in there. Is it really busy and crowded? Is there a lot of foot traffic, a lot of vehicle traffic? You just really want to understand what you're getting yourself into because the location is not something that you can change. You are going to be stuck in this location for the time being that you have this house. Make sure that you're going to be close to all the things that you do in your day-to-day life, any amenities, grocery stores, shopping, schools if you have children. And in those growing and emerging cities, it's really important to check with the city and see if there's any new and big development plans coming up in the next few years, because that is something that could have a huge impact on you. Tip number 2, pay the money to hire a professional home inspector. It is almost certain that this house is going to have at least 1 or 2 potential issues that are going to cost you more than the $500 that the home inspection costs. So if you're able to negotiate those repairs, the home inspection already paid for itself and saved you a headache down the road. However, worst case is that this home inspection uncovers some massive problems that you didn't see at your walkthrough and that if you purchased the property, you would have had to deal with and accept the full responsibility down the road when you inevitably found those issues. The home inspection is going to cover all your major bases, check the roof, the HVAC, the foundation, things like that. You really want to make sure those critical components are in good shape because they are not something that you want to pay to have replaced or fixed anytime in the near future. Every home has a few little problems here and there, usually stuff that you could fix yourself or have a handyman do, but the important thing here is to get the home inspection and uncover any massive problems with the house and deal with them before you make the commitment to purchase this and fix these problems in the future. And that brings us to tip number 1, which is plan for unexpected costs. Now that doesn't sound very fun, and it's not, but this is a massive purchase and there are so many moving parts at play that there is a very high chance that something is going to go wrong. Especially if this is your first home that you're purchasing, you might not really know all that you're getting into. There's just so many costs associated with owning a home here, and there's a lot of things that you might not have thought of that could come up. For example, your loan closing costs. Not that many people talk about it, but it definitely can add up to a few $1,000s between setting up your escrow accounts for your insurance, closing costs related to attorney fees, and some other stuff like that. It adds up quick. So the best thing you can do here is to err on the side of caution. Just as I was saying before, with you probably shouldn't max out your budget for the home you're purchasing, it's best to have some extra cash set aside for the unexpected, as goes the case for most things in life. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, if you remember these 5 tips, write them down, and hopefully they should help you avoid some of these catastrophic mistakes that can happen throughout the home buying process, especially when purchasing your first one. It's a ton of information to take in. If it's your first one, you haven't done it before, so there's a lot of things that are going to be new to you. So save this video for later, come back to it when the time is right, and definitely let me know down below if you have any other questions that relate to buying your first home. I'm more than happy to advise on whatever I can. Again, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click subscribe if you want to see some more similar videos like this and more just all things real estate in the future.